Hello viewers! Today we're going to make some Korean rice wine. We're going to do an experiment comparing sweet rice, Chapssal, which is the usual ingredient, with jasmine rice, side by side. Thank you for all of your comments. They often inspire new videos, so I appreciate them a lot. And if you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe. So we're going to do a single stage brew here. 1 kilogram of each kind of rice, and I'm going to show you side by side, and I'm doing all the steps the same. This is a single stage brew, the simplest recipe, the one I started off with in this Makgeolli series. So on the left there is the Chapssal, the sweet rice, and on the right is the jasmine rice. So the jasmine rice is a whiter color, and of course a different shape of grain, longer grained. So I'm steaming each kind of rice for 40 minutes, and as it's steaming, I'm mixing up a naruk mixture with yeast and water. Let that get mixed up and started, and before I mix everything together, need to spread out the rice to cool. And once it's cooled to room temperature, put it in the fermentation jar, and then add the naruk mixture. And then mix by hand. So of course the question here is, why does the standard recipe use Chapssal, sweet rice, also called glutinous rice? What happens if you substitute more starchy rice for the sweet rice? So that's what we're going to find out here. So it goes in the cabinet, dark place to ferment. And let's see what it looks like. So the first few days I'm going to stir it often, and it's pretty cool in the house. Fermentation gets off to a slow start. It starts softening up on the second day, and you can see some of the separation in at least in the Chapssal rice. And now the jasmine rice is sort of looking weird on the top. It's looking like a thick paste, and it is very much a different texture. Look at the top there. That's sort of weird. It's sort of like a pudding. Didn't separate out like the regular recipe with the Chapssal. Like I said, it is cool, but after 14 days, it is time to bottle. 14 days, this is done, as well as it's going to be done. It's pretty soft. Let's strain it here. On the jasmine rice, it is a lot harder to work with. It was harder to spread out, pick up, and it's harder to strain to get it through here. Somehow it's extremely thick inside there. I can tell there's a lot of liquid in there, which is very difficult to squeeze out. You see in the end the quantity of liquid I get when I bottle it, it is going to be less. So I get pretty much two full bottles in the standard recipe, but I only get 1.5 bottles with jasmine rice. That actually means there's a lot more leftover rice that I never was able to squeeze out. So that indicates sort of a problem with the jasmine rice. You can also see another difference is that the jasmine rice, it's not settling. The sediments don't behave like the usual recipe. There's a lot more fine sediments in the jasmine rice recipe. So there are many good reasons to use Chapssal. Let's look here. Oh, the jasmine rice, it had incomplete fermentation, and tasting it, it has a gritty texture. It's extra thick. It's a little bitter. The taste is not too bad. It's a little weak as well. So that's the problem with incomplete fermentation. It could be as simple as the fact that it's starchier, so I would have needed to add more naruk to make up for that. That's a possibility, but I can say pretty certainly that using jasmine rice as a substitute for chapsal is not a good idea. Use the chapsal. That'll work so much better. So I was glad to confirm the standard recipe. It all makes sense. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.